What's up, guys? Welcome back to Counter Steer Garage. Today we're working on the Café bike. We're going to work on the front end to get the Café Racer stance. I still haven't worked on it mechanically, so I hope it runs. So what we have is this. So these are forks from my old Café Racer. We're using these because I already have the progressive springs installed in there and fresh fluid, and they never actually were used with the fresh fluid. So these are pretty much rebuilt and fresh. I got new gaiters for them to give it a nice Café Racer look. This is black plastic dip. This will come off and maybe get actually painted. Got some clip-ons. Haven't decided yet if we're gonna do them above the trees here or below the trees here. I know like a true Café Racer's got them down low, but that's a little uncomfortable. And then we got some headlight brackets for the eventual new headlight. So the first thing we got to do is get the front end off the ground. And then it's not very easy on a motorcycle. You can't just jack it out like a car. So what I did was kind of the same thing that we've been using to lift the B-mod. I got some rope up there wrapped around. Got to come along, tied kind of around here. And we're just gonna jack it and see what happens, I guess. I'm home alone, so I hope I don't die. That actually worked better than I expected it to. All right, time to disassemble this thing. Gotta get the bars, the forks, basically just strip it down to the triple trees. I love how easy these things are to work on. Everything just falls right out. So the last thing we gotta do is pull these drag bars. We're going to clip-ons, and the clip-ons are gonna go underneath. The main reason we're removing these is because we wanna lower the front ends, and we can't do that because the bar's in the way. So we use clip-ons. Now we're gonna feed the one fork up through the trees. And make sure that we slip on the clip-on before we go all the way up. We want this probably like a good 3 inches up so that the bike sits nice and low. We got this guy, will be out like that. So I think 2.5 inches of drop is pretty good. So we're gonna lock this guy down just based off the setup of the last bike. I think 2.5 inches is gonna be a good starting point. Again, keep in mind that these springs are lowering springs and they're progressive springs, so I might actually need to raise it a little bit, but we'll see once we get the wheel back on and we get the bike back on the ground. We'll see what the stance looks like, and then we'll kind of tune it to spec once we get it on the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna lock the forks down now, tighten up the bars, and we'll put the wheel on and we'll see what happens. All right. Forks are assembled. Now we got to put the wheel on. I had to use the axle from the old wheel because the axle on this bike was a pass-through and this is a clamp-on. So in order to use these forks that I've already rebuilt and all that, we're going to use this axle. These forks that came with the bike are not bad, but they are leaking. I've rebuilt these before and it's a pain in the freaking ass. So yeah. That's why we're doing it this way. So let's put this wheel on. Instead of lifting the wheel up to the bike, we'll lower the bike down to the wheel. Yeah. All right, the front end is complete now. Got the new forks with the new axle on the old wheel and the old bike, clip-ons. It's still suspended. So I guess now it's time to lower it and see how the stance looks. So there she is. Almost dead nuts level. Probably could go like another 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch lower in the front, but I'm getting into kind of a dangerous territory here where there's not really a lot of up travel left, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 inches. So the progressive springs will help with that, but I don't want to push my luck too far there. So I think that this is a good stance. I do have to just make an adjustment to the bars so that they don't do that. They get really, really close there. And I need space for my hands. So just gotta push the bars outward a little bit, but other than that, she's looking pretty good. Thanks for watching this and everything else on Counter Steer Garage. We're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subs means I can get paid for doing this. Getting paid for doing this means I can build stuff faster and better. That's kind of the goal. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, thank you, love you. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? We do a new video every Tuesday. Cool stuff like this, the 4Runner, the race car. Next week, we're gonna be testing all seasons versus 200 treadwear tires versus racing slicks at an autocross to see which is the best. I think we have an idea of which is the best, but we're gonna test them and see just how much of a delta there is. So hit subscribe so you don't miss that video, and I'll see you guys next Taco Tuesday. Wait, I gotta do the thing.